In this video now we are going to solve question number 2 of exercise 1a. Solve x minus 6 by x minus 5 equals to 0. Now you can see that these are two fractions. So whenever we need to add or subtract fractions, we need to have the common denominator. So in this case, the denominator is 1. So to make these denominators as the same denominators, what I need to do is that I need to multiply this one with x minus 5. So its numerator is also going to be multiplied by x minus 5. So that's why now you can see the denominators are the same. So we can write them as a single fraction with the common denominator x minus 5, and in the numerator we can multiply x by x to give us x squared, and then x times negative 5, which will be negative 5x, and this negative 6 would be the same. Now shifting this x minus 5 to the other side for the cross multiplication, 0 times x minus 5, so that would be 0. So now this is a quadratic equation as we have been solving in question number 1. So let's do it in the form x square has a coefficient 1. So 1 times the constant, which is negative 6, it is negative 6. The factors of 6 to give us negative 5. Okay, those could either be 2, negative 2 and negative 3. When you add them, you get negative 5. But when you multiply them, negative 2 times negative 3, you get 6. It's not negative 6. So we cannot choose these two factors. What we need to choose then, the other factors of 6 are 1 and 6. So negative 6 times positive 1, that will give us negative 6. And then adding them up, we can get negative 5. So yes, the factors are negative 6 and 1. So the first term is going to be the same. The last term is going to be the same. And for the middle term, I need to have plus 1x and then negative 6x. Now combining these two and these two, we can have x as a common factor, x plus 1 minus 6 taken common from these two. So we are having x and then 1 from this. And in between, this would be a positive 1 since we have taken negative sign common. So this negative sign is going to change to a positive sign. So now x plus 1 is a common factor. So from the first term we are left with x, and from the second term we are left with negative 6. So x plus 1 equals to 0, or x minus 6 equals to 0. This will give us x is equal to 6, and this will give us x is equal to negative 1. So this is how we solve part A. In the same pattern, now it's part B. You can see that the denominators are different. To make the denominators the same, what we need to do is that the first fraction is to be multiplied by x plus 2, and the second fraction is to be multiplied by this x. So now the denominators are the same, making it as a single denominator, x times x plus 2. From the first fraction, we have got 2 times x, which is 2x, plus 2 times 2, which is 4. plus 3x equals to 1. And now again, like this step, I need to shift this to the other side. So 1 times x plus 2. And on the left side, let me solve 2x plus 3x, 5x plus 4. And now multiplying them together, I can have x times x is x squared plus 2x, x squared plus 2x. Now x squared plus 2x, let me shift this to this side as well as this to this side so that I can have negative 5x minus 4 and then equals to 0. Okay, now these are the like terms. X squared minus 3x minus 4 equals to 0. Now this is the quadratic equation. So we need to simplify it. Like we need to, again, I need to see the coefficient of x squared is 1 and the constant is negative 4. So 1 times negative 4 is 4, negative 4, and I need to have the factors of negative 4, which could be either 4 and 1 or 2 and 2. 2 and 2, they do not give us uh, 3. So the factors are 4 and 1. Okay. X square plus x minus 4x minus 4 equals to 0. So this is how I have divided, or I have broken down this middle term as the combination of these two terms. Now again, combining the first two terms and these two terms, x can be taken as a common factor, x plus 1, negative 4 can be taken as common, and this would be x plus 1 now instead of minus 1 because I've taken this negative sign outside as a common. So x plus 1 is now common. From the first term, this is x, and from the second term, this is negative 4. So x plus 1 equals to 0 or x minus 4 equals to 0. So this will give us x equals to 4 or x is equal to negative 1. So these are the values of the variable x. So we are done with part A and B. Now it's part C. Now to make the denominator same, it would be very easy for me if I can multiply this second fraction by 2. So that will give me, now writing them as a single denominator, 4 would be there in the denominator and 5x plus 1 minus 2 times 2x, that would be 4x, and then this minus and this minus, this would become plus, and 2 times 1, that is 2. And on the right side, it is x squared. So now a cross multiplication and a simplification on the left side, 5x minus 4x, that is just x, and 1 plus 2, that is 3, and shifting this to the other side, that is 4x squared. So 4x squared minus x minus 3 equals to 0. So now 4 is this, and then this is negative 3. So this is negative 12. The factors of 12, that could be 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. Okay. Yes, that could be the case because I need to have 1 over here. So this can serve the purpose. So 4x squared minus 3 equals to 0. No change in it. Okay. And then minus 4x plus 3x. Now combining the first two terms, 4x can be taken as common, x minus 1 plus 3 taken common, x minus 1. equals to 0. X minus 1 times 4x plus 3 equals to 0. So x minus 1 equals to 0, or 4x plus 3 equals to 0, which will give us x equal to 0, or x is equal to negative 3 by 4. So that's the answer to part C. Okay, now for part D. Let me have it like this, and then I need to multiply this with x plus 4, and I need to multiply this one with x plus 3, so that I could have the common denominators. Now the denominators are the same, x plus 3 times x plus 4, and on the numerator from this 5 times x, this is 5x, and then 5 times 4, which is 20. Then in this case 3x times x, 3x squared, and 3x times 3, that is 9x, and on the right side I have 2. Now shifting this to this side, this would be 3x squared plus 5 plus 9, 14x plus 20, and on the right side I need to have 2 times x plus 3 times x plus 4. Now multiplying them together 2 times x squared, then 4x, then 3x, which is 7x, and 3 4s are 12. Okay, this will give me now 2x squared plus 14x, and then 2 12s are 24. Shifting all these terms to the left side, 3x squared minus 2x squared, then plus 14x minus 14x, then plus 20 minus 24 equals to 0. So that I can have x squared, this vanishes, minus 4 equals to 0. So x square equals to 4. Now taking square root on both the sides, x square root is equal to square root of 4 with a plus minus sign. X is equal to plus minus 2. So x is equal to negative 2, or x is equal to 2. That's the answer to part D. Now it's part E. Uh, to have the common denominator, I just need to multiply this first fraction by x, so that I can have the common denominators, and on the numerators I've got 3x, then plus 1 times x plus 1. So that will give me 3x plus x squared plus x equal to, shifting this to this side, 2x times x plus 1. X squared plus 4x equals to 2x squared plus 2x. Okay, let me shift these two to the other side. Perhaps you would be confused that which terms I need to have to be shifted to the other side. So the main thing that I follow is that uh, instead of shifting this to this side, I shifted these two terms on the right side, so that I can subtract the smaller terms from the larger ones in case of x squared terms only. Okay, so 2x squared minus x squared, then plus 2x. When I will be shifting this 4x to this side, that would become negative 4x, but that makes no difference. Okay, 2x squared minus x squared is just x squared, and this is minus 2x equals to 0. Now, to factorize these two terms, I need to see that I can take x common from these two, so that I'm left with x minus 2. So x equals to 0, this one, or x minus 2 equals to 0. So that will give me x equals to 2. So the two values of x are x equals to 0 and x equals to 2. Okay, now the last part of this question number 2, which is part F. Three divided by x plus 2. I can multiply this with the denominator of the other fraction, which is x minus 1. Okay, then for the second fraction, this is 1 by x minus 1. So I can multiply this with x plus 2 to have the common denominators. And on the right side, whatever it is, I'll leave it intact. X plus 1 times x plus 2. Okay, now you can see that the denominators are the same. So x plus 2 times x minus 1, and in the numerator this is 3x minus 3, and from this is 1 times x, that is x, plus 1 times 2, that is 2, and on the right side I've got the same thing, x plus 1 times x plus 2. I can, okay, let me first of all simplify it a bit more. 3x plus x, that is 4x, and minus 3 plus 2, that is minus 1. Okay, now I can easily cancel this x plus 2. How? Let me clarify. I can shift if this is the cross multiplication, 1 by x plus 1 times x plus 2. I can shift this x plus 2, which was previously being divided on the left side. When I shifted it to the right side, it got multiplied by 1. So that now you can easily understand that we can cancel x plus 2. Now, what we are left with is 4x minus 1 times x plus 1. But here, this parenthesis is a must, or else if you do not use it, that would mean that you just need to multiply x plus 1 with this 1 only. So since that is not the case, so I need to have this pair of brackets. And on the right side, I'm shifting this x minus 1 times 1, which is x minus 1. Now multiplying them, 4x squared plus 4x times 1 is 4x, minus 1 times x is negative x. So 4x minus x is 3x, and minus 1 times 1, that is negative 1. Shifting this x minus 1 to this side as well, minus x plus 1 equals to 0. So that I can have 4x squared plus 2x, and this negative 1 plus 1 vanishes away. Now I can take 2x as a common factor. So I'm left with 2x plus 1 equals to 0. So this will give me 2x equal to 0, or 2x plus 1 equal to 0. Since we know that 2 is a number which cannot be equal to 0, so x is equal to 0 from here. And from this is x is equal to negative 1 by 2. So these are the two values of the variable x. So this is how we solve the equation. So that's it for question number 2.